mark, so already that 20-point difference for the same dive. Now, Pandelela Rinong, 28 years of age now, good experience at this level, the Commonwealth gold medalist, world 10-metre bronze medalist. So she is quality, and some of the entries in the semi-final, 2 in particular, were every bit as good as the Chinese.
Oh, you see a punch to the water. Talking about the entries, yeah, that was class.
It is just like tearing a paper bag apart when you go through the water at that speed.
Yeah, you can't really pick it up when you're watching on telly, but when you're at the event, hearing the sound is very impressive, and then seeing very little splash. Using the towel for extra grip and traction on the end of the diving board. So, good start for her.
Into the 70s comfortably, 76.50. Pandelela Rinong has put her marker down. Outside the 50s, and you've probably cost yourself a shot at a medal. Now then, this young lady had a fantastic start and would have thought, OK, I'm in with a shout here of being certainly maybe 2 or 1, but then Chen Rilin and Hu Yadan had other ideas.
This was her best dive in the prelims. Scored 9s on it. Great jump.
Oh, it's a lovely dive to watch, but that's not the same entry as she had in the semis.
I know. It's impressive because of the jump, and she finishes so high, and she's got the Chinese style out, where she kicks down at the water and then floats around, but she just forgot to reach back a little bit harder with her hands, and so just drops a little short on the end. The judges will like the jump up in the air, but you can just see she's out a fraction too early, and she didn't overcompensate by pulling the arms back harder.
And the problem for Pandelela Rinong is that it is just 2.9 on the tariff. That drop
and a half.
Done herself a few favours though with a 72 score. Arm stand now from the Commonwealth champion, Pandelela Rinong. Malaysia had a good Commonwealth Games actually in the diving, and Pandelela spearheading that. You saw how disappointed she was after her last dive. Chris, as far as she's concerned, she's cost herself a medal.
Yeah, just missing that back 2.5, not getting that entry, kept her under 70 points. But here's a big one for her, 3.2. Back arm stand double with 1.5 twists, straddling up, and perfect conditions for arm stands. That's good. Relax and flick. Oh, she could have got a much better entry. It was a reasonable takeoff. The timing was just about there with the relaxing of the arms, pushing of the arms, and flicking of the feet before going into the twist. So she has a good snap off the diving board. Feet slightly loose going through the air. She just needs to dig down a little bit more on that pike down to get her entry. So that's splashy, and it's under 60 points, just average scores at 6s.
Yes, and a very interested spectator on will drop, and may even drop down to the bottom spot. Now, interesting competitions developing throughout. So we've got Benfeito against Espinosa at the moment around that bronze medal place. Rinong needs a good round here to get herself back into contention. She and Espinosa will dive the same dive.
In with 3.5 somersaults. Good jump. Yeah, it's a good dive, it'll score well. Just a little hesitant coming out, but she did get the entry, and very safe too. Just the right distance from the board, springy jump into the dive. Didn't like the split knees, it's a bit too wide. But looking at the water, yeah, she's got a good sight of it, locks out and punches for the water. Could have just been a bit straighter going through.
76.80, yeah. You pay your money, you take your chance, and Pandelela Rinong. Pandelela Rinong. Big smile from her at the end of the 4th round dive. I think it just suggested that, as far as she was concerned, her race was run, but still an opportunity for a top 5 finish. Keeps Malaysian diving on the map.
She's quite capable of going in 80s with this.
Same dive, we're going to see the same dive all the way through to the end.
Good jump.
Oh, lovely entry, little flutter with the feet, but there was a lot of good dive in there.
Yeah, the judges like the way that she jumps up into the dive. Good twin position, then the feet come apart, but the pike was exceptional and a good entry. So only that small mistake with the feet, really, and perhaps just a little splash.
There we go, 76.80 for 3:55.85. That's an excellent final round from